Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Generation In Between, a Xennial Podcast where we remember, revisit, and sometimes relearn all kinds of things from being 80s kids and 90s teens. My name is Danny.
Hi, I'm Katie.
And today we are in the third installment. Is that right? 1, 2, 3?
Yes, and then if you count the kickoff episode, we'd be in the fourth.
Well, but okay.
It's the fourth. It's the fourth in our TGIF series.
Third show. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So third show in our TGIF series.
That's right.
That's correct. And today we are talking about Perfect Strangers,
Yay.
which was the first show in the TGIF lineup, right?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we went out of order as we established last time
did.
that we do not do things correct here. We do things wrong. So, right. So, okay. I did not have any kind of fun little intro worked out. So we're just going to jump right in.
Okay.
I have to say, I didn't find a lot of deep stuff about this show.
Huh.
I expected to find all kinds of controversial stuff.
Right.
And commentary, et cetera, and I really didn't find much.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. I would have thought more than like other shows, maybe that would be the case.
I know. And we can talk about it a little bit more after at the end. You and I can assess our opinions on it.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and jump in. I'll tell you the summary. In case you've never seen the show Perfect Strangers, I'm going to give you a summary. This is the official one. A high-strung and cynical man's life is never the same when his naive but good-natured cousin comes to America to live with him.
Yeah.
I think it sums it up pretty good.
Perfect.
It was created by Dale McRaven and Miller Boyett.
Yep.
Okay. Tom Miller and Robert Boyett. That is a common place name usage in TGIF because they were like the kings of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miller Boyett.
And
Katie likes to say Chef Boyardee.
The Chef Boyardee of TGIF. So it's interesting because I was thinking to myself when we were rewatching, I was like, man, I guess you don't even have to have children on a show to have the cheesy lesson at the end.
Right?
Because like that music comes up and then like Larry and Balki are like having like a heart-to-heart about something. I was like, oh, okay, like you don't even need like kids for this apparently to work.
Being cheesy is ageless.
It is.
It's ageless.
It is.
I mean, as we know.
Here we are.
The show was on for 8 seasons. It started on March 25th, 1986, and then it ran till August 6th, 1993. I didn't realize it started in 86.
Yeah, that's
but
way back.
We'll see why in a second. It originally aired on Tuesday nights. Okay. It had a short 6-episode first season in the spring of 86. Then it moved to Wednesdays in the fall that same year. Okay. But 2 years later, in March of 98, it was moved to Fridays as the anchor for the TGIF lineup, which is probably why we didn't think it started as early because we didn't see it until 1988, probably.
Yeah.
Is my guess. It did air on Saturday nights for a very short period in 92.
Okay.
Which I do not remember that.
Wasn't that, I feel like in our TGIF kickoff, they were trying to do something with Saturday nights too.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out.
So it was like a Saturday night party or something like that.
Yeah.
Saturday night party.
Not to be confused with CBS's block party.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
But there was something else they moved to Saturdays too briefly to try to like bring everybody over. And it didn't work.
It didn't work. It didn't work. Friday nights, that's the place to be. So the inspiration for the show, Tom Miller said it came about in the wake of the 1984 Summer Olympics, which, if you remember, was in Los Angeles. He said it made him think about how all these different people from other countries were coming to America and how they were adjusting to like our customs and our culture as a whole. So that kind of gave him the idea for this kind of fish out of water comedy.
Okay.
Which is where I thought I would find so much commentary.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I mean, there was some, but nothing like huge. And we'll talk about that in a second. So they also got inspiration from themselves from buddy sitcoms like Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy, both of which they produce, Miller Boyett.
Buddy sitcoms?
Buddy. Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Girl, what?
I mean, I've heard of those shows. I just have never heard that term.
Buddy sitcoms.
I like it.
We could have one.
This is a buddy sitcom.
This is a buddy sitcom.
Literally right now.
Literally, I was watching that show, and when I was watching Perfect Strangers, I was like, if Katie and I were in the show, she would be Larry and I would be Balki, I swear. Right?
Yeah, now that you say that.
Right.
Well, it's funny, and we'll get to it when we talk about our episodes, but there were a few times I was like, I am Larry.
I know!
I actually wrote it in my notes.
Literally.
I was like, I am Larry right
and
now.
I was like, I am Balki. Now, I don't know what that says about either of us.
Right. Right. I wasn't writing mine as a compliment to myself.
Oh, me either.
Moments when he was like being a stick in the mud. I was like, oh yeah, I feel that, Larry.
Mine was when Balki was like telling that story when they were on that double date.
Yes.
And he's cracking himself up and nobody else is laughing. And it's like so stupid. I'm like, yep, been there. All right. So speaking of Balki, the show's premise is that Balki Bartakamoose is an immigrant from a fictional Mediterranean island. Mypos does not exist. He moves into his distant cousin Larry Appleton's Chicago apartment, where all the sitcom shenanigans ensue, mostly due to misunderstandings of American culture or Balki just being naive and silly. And they made his home country fictional because they thought that when they said like all the bizarre customs that happen in Mypos might be offensive if they used a real country, which of course they would.
Yeah. That was smart, actually.
But my question is, okay, so you made up the country, but it's still the same like area.
And the same like lifestyle. Like the sheep herding and all of that.
Well, I mean,
like
not everybody that lives there.
No, but I'm saying that's like a real lifestyle people do have.
Well, sure. Places. So I'm like, but then I thought, you know what it made me think of was on Golden Girls when they have, because Rose was from St. Olaf, Minnesota, right?
Yes.
And she had all this goofy stuff about being from Minnesota and all this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Now, Bronson Pinchot, I can't say his last name correctly, so just bear with me. I'm going to say it different every time. He is of Italian and Russian descent. Okay. So he is not Mediterranean. So yeah, pieces to think about as
we're talking about this. I did realize as I was watching it that America and American culture was was a joke.
Well, and
constantly. And some of them were like really funny, but like it was constantly like, well, that's in America, or we're in America, or that's how they do it here, or whatever.
That's how they do it.
That's how they do it here.
Well, and I think too, America wasn't exactly like this is right, and this is like, it was like, yeah, that's kind of like, I felt like sometimes Balki would be like, well, that's silly. Why are we doing that? And they'd be like, well, that's how we do it in America. And he's like, huh. Or like how he would take everything literally.
Yes.
Like, don't move in that first episode. And he literally
I sold it all from right
here. And I think that wasn't really making fun of his culture. It was kind of just making fun of him.
Right. And there was a fine line there because some of it was just jokes about his personality.
Right.
And the type of person he was, who could really be from anywhere. And then part of it was like, are you making fun of him being a fish out of water or from somewhere else? Which is it? Or are we giving a perspective on America from this person's eyes that's kind of making fun of America?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of levels. And I think after we talk about all the history and some facts, we should really talk about what our opinion is of this. Okay. Because I think it's tricky. So we'll come back to that. But anyway, it was a made up country.
Okay.
So that I was glad to read.
Yeah.
Because girl, as soon as I started doing this research, before I even got to that, I was in the Google, like, is Mypos a real country? No, it is not.
No, it's not.
All right. So this is from Wikipedia, and this was their description of the show in its entirety. And I thought it was so good, so I had to throw it in here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Initially working at a discount store and living in a small apartment, they eventually develop rising careers working for a respectable newspaper, move into larger residences, date 2 best friend flight attendants, and expand their lifestyle through various experiences, all while learning to balance Balki's wide-eyed enthusiasm and Meposian ways with Larry's real-world ambitions and American how do you say that? Pragmatism?
Pragmatism.
Hey! Neurotic Larry is frequently as inept as Balki, if not more so, and often gets the pair into situations that only Balki can set right.
I never thought about that before.
Which is true.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that last episode, girl.
I know. I can't wait to talk about it.
God.
Okay, but were you giggling?
Yes.
I mean, all right.
I was like, why is everybody got to be like stuck in the sky?
I know.
In every series finale. Like, what is happening?
We did watch some episodes, which we're going to talk about after we get through all the facts and stuff. And the last one, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was, but we'll talk about it when we get there. So originally the series was rejected by all the major TV networks. They said, no, thank you. But Miller and Company then pitched their series with Bronson Pinchot as the star of the show. And he had just got a lot of attention as Serge in Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Where he played an effeminate art gallery employee with an unplaceable foreign accent. The interesting thing to me was I was talking to Troy as I was doing this research, and he was like, you know who I remember Balki from is he's like, he played like the exact same character in Beverly Hills Cop. I said, well, actually, that's how he got this role. And my husband, who remembers movie lines forever, started going into his whole like little monologue, knowing all the lines and doing all the mannerisms. I was like, what? I've never seen Beverly Hills Cop.
It's good.
I've never seen it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Never seen it. Anyway, so once they said they had Bronson Pinchot, is that how you say it? Pinchot?
Yeah.
Okay. ABC signed on, and it was originally titled The Greenhorn. I don't know what a greenhorn is. It's like an immigrant, right? No?
Yeah, I think it's a term for immigrants.
And a person.
And it means like, yeah, something that's green. I guess a greenhorn would be like a young animal, I would think. No, I'm serious. Like,
is that
like
real?
I don't know. I'm gonna stop.
I love how I just throw words in. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I just put it in my research anyways.
You know?
Anyway, but okay, so by the time the negotiations were over, Bronson Pinchot was actually unavailable by then because he was cast as a gay attorney in the NBC series Sarah alongside Gina Davis.
Ooh.
Yep. But it was a short-lived show because it failed to get ratings. It was canceled in May of 1985, not long after it came out. So after that, he was back on board, and they were back to developing the show.
Okay.
So it took, because things take a while. Like they hit a show and they're like, hey, what about this? And they're like, no. And they're like, we got this guy because he said yes. But in the meantime, he had already taken another job because you got to work.
That's how it works. Yeah.
You got to work. So the series was retitled Perfect Strangers, and the OG Larry was not who we know as Larry. It was the comedian Louis Anderson. Do you know who Louis Anderson is?
I
know. And I looked up a picture, like they have a picture of them, and it is just weird. Yeah. It just doesn't seem, and maybe because I just know Perfect Strangers as the way we saw it, and it's hard to like, and like I feel like the actors looked like they could be cousins.
That too.
But Louis Anderson and Balki do not look.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they could be related. A pilot episode was put into production, but that made them decide, okay, this guy is really just not right for the role.
And I just think of him as being like so silly in his own right.
I know.
I mean, I'm sure he could have acted his way through it, but yeah, it doesn't seem like
doesn't
seem like a fit.
Yeah. But I was just thinking too, like as an actor, that's gotta suck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the same thing we talked about Jaleel White. He thought he was Rudy in the Cosby Show. It was like flying there. And they're like, actually, just kidding. We're going to use a girl.
Oh, that's rough.
I would suck.
Like you want so bad to get a part.
I know.
And then you get the part.
I know.
And you're like literally like in rehearsals, or in this case, like filming
a pilot.
I mean, what was the other show where they switched somebody out from the pilot?
Full House.
Full House, yeah. Yeah.
It happens all the time. I could not handle that. I would be devastated.
Me too.
Devastated. Okay, so after that, they told him bye-bye. They ran through several actors for the part of Larry, and the producers ended up choosing Mark Lynn Baker, who they had recently seen in a guest appearance on the TV show Moonlighting with Bruce Willis. They said that Mark Lynn Baker displayed immediate chemistry with Pinchot, and he was cast, and the rest is Xennial history, obviously.
Love.
And they do have really good chemistry.
They do.
I think, too, like, you can have good acting chemistry, but for physical comedy, sometimes you don't line up together. Like, you know, and for them to have both, I thought was
totally agree.
So good.
And I liked that, yes, Balki sometimes frustrated Larry, but they were always like still pretty kind to each other. I think
Larry could be an ass, but then he would eventually come around.
Yeah, like you could tell that he cared about him. It wasn't just like, oh my God, this annoying guy in my life. The first episode a little bit, but you could tell like that they were cousins or almost like brothers or something. You know, it was like that kind of chemistry that read.
Yeah,
I liked that.
Well, I do understand his pain in that first episode where he's like, I just want to live alone.
I know, I love that. He's like, I have 8 brothers and sisters.
I was like, I could understand that struggle. Yeah. Like, you finally have your own space, and then
someone you've literally never met before.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so let's talk about the actors. There's just 2 big ones, and a little bit of their background. So we'll start with Balki Bartakamus, who was played by Bronson Pinchot, who I've said his name so many times.
You're doing a good job.
It's stressful. So he's got tons of acting credits. And actually, he had a lot more voice acting credits than I realized. So I'm just going to give you a few for like the Xennial time frame. So like I said, he was in Beverly Hills Cop. She's Having a Baby, True Romance, Beverly Hills Cop 3. He was not in Beverly Hills Cop 2 because he was filming Perfect Strangers.
Okay.
So he didn't have time in his schedule for that. But then he did for Beverly Hills Cop 3 because it was filmed after they were done.
Okay.
So that's why he wasn't in the second one. And he was also in the one they did in 2024. What is it? I wrote it down. Axel F.
Okay.
I never saw that.
Me
so
either.
I don't even be knowing. He was in First Wives Club as well. He had featured guest roles on later TGIF shows like Step by Step and that weird show Migo that keeps coming up.
We got to figure this
out.
Migo. Guys. We got to figure this out.
And then other sitcom classics like Third Rock from the Sun and Clueless.
Okay.
So people know him, obviously. So lots of cartoon voice work, such as Eek the Cat. Do you remember Eek the Cat? Okay, well, why would you remember? You don't like cartoons. Well, I do. And people out there will remember Eek the Cat.
I don't know about that.
Yes, they will. Okay. If you remember Eek the Cat, you need to message us, okay? Also, Duckman, Cow and Chicken, Hey Arnold, and The Wild Thornberries.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you know any of those?
Yeah, I know all those. I just don't
You
know
lie. You said you did. Oh, okay. You knew all of them but Eek the Cat.
Yeah.
Okay. It was really funny. Anyway, he was also a Yale graduate.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Him and Mark Lynn Baker both went to Yale.
Did they know each other there?
No.
Or are their ages?
No, they did not.
Okay.
He was what did he he graduated with a degree in drama with full honors from Yale. So he's hella smart.
Okay.
And talented. Not fair. After he was graduated, he was cast in an off-Broadway play in 1981, like pretty soon after he graduated.
Nice.
Like I said, he's Italian and Russian descent. This was a weird fact I found, and I don't know if you'll remember these commercials, but he was the voice of Max, the refurbished Volkswagen Bug on the commercials that came about in 2008. Do you remember these commercials?
I don't remember these at all.
Okay, I do because I had a Volkswagen Beetle, and I loved it. It was my favorite car. I had 2 of them, actually. It was my favorite car ever. I wish I still had it. I only got rid of it because I had babies, and let me tell you, car seats in a Volkswagen Beetle and a stroller in the trunk does not work. So anyway, look it up. He was the voice of a car. So look it up. Also, speaking of his voice, he is a critically acclaimed narrator of audiobooks.
Critically, okay.
Yes. He has earned multiple awards for his audiobook narration, including Audible's 2010 Narrator of the Year and Audiophile Earphone Awards.
Okay.
And I'm a big audiobook person, so this makes sense to me. If you don't listen to audiobooks, you're probably like, I don't even know what that is, but it's a big deal.
Okay.
So, and I will say, as somebody who listens to audiobooks, if you have a bad narrator, like, it's not easy. It is not an easy job to keep somebody interested in a book, because anybody can sit down, most anybody can sit down and read out loud. But you can even remember this from being in school.
Yeah.
You had teachers when you were little who you loved to hear read stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then some that were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's a skill set.
It is.
It's a performing skill set.
Absolutely.
For sure.
To be a storyteller.
And it's competitive.
Yeah.
It's a competitive industry too.
It sure
especially
is.
to get the big ones. It's sort of like if you're competing for like a role in a movie or a TV show. Some of like the big books that are coming out, it's super competitive trying to land those like narration or reader roles.
Yeah. Are you going to narrate your audiobook?
Probably.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'll probably do it myself.
I always really like it when nonfiction books, it's the author.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, sometimes I'm always surprised when it's not.
Right.
Now, I will say that Cher, the first installment in her autobiography, she reads some of it. And then she's also older.
I know. Yeah.
She reads some of it. And then she has the girl who played her in the Cher show, one of them. And I'm forgetting the girl's name on Broadway. She reads the rest.
Oh, I like that.
Because she's really good at doing the Cher voice.
Yes.
So they take turns.
You think, yeah.
You still think it's her.
Right. But like when I read or listened to Tina Fey's book.
I loved it. Yeah, Amy Poehler too.
Yes.
Book, oh, yes.
Him reading it. I totally agree. I mean, mine's not really like an autobiography per se. There are stories about me. But yeah, they're my words. And it's not, like you said, nonfiction. So yeah, I'll probably do it myself. We're trying to figure that out now, actually.
You should absolutely do it.
And I don't have to compete with anyone. I'm just doing it myself.
But I think it means more. And plus, what I like when authors, and I even like it with fiction, because Neil Gaiman, who is a big problem now, but I still like his books. Sorry, I know he's a jerk. It's like J.K. Rowling. Anyway, I love his fiction, and he would read a lot of his. And I feel like even in fiction, it's good because the author knows how they want that character to come across. True. Or what they want to emphasize, or how they envision them sounding. So I like it.
I like that too.
And so, I mean, not so much that with nonfiction, but also, yes, because you know how you felt when you wrote it, no matter what it is about. So anyways.
Yeah.
And there was one book I listened to, and it was a nonfiction, and they were crying. Like, they were literally crying as they were reading it.
Wow.
I think it was Billy Porter's book.
Okay.
Like, he just got to a really hard part, and so of course, like, I was a mess. But I think that wouldn't have you wouldn't have had that same reaction if, like, you would. Why would you read Billy Porter's audiobook?
If I had read Billy Porter's audiobook.
But if a voice actor read it instead of him.
Right.
It's not the same.
No, it's not.
So anyways, okay. Moving on to Larry Appleton. That was played by Mark Lynn Baker. He had a lot of TV guest roles in the Xennial time period, like on Miami Vice, Moonlighting, which is how he got Perfect Strangers, Valerie, Full House, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Sesame Street. He was on an episode of Sesame Street in the late 90s, Family Matters, and Ally McBeal. So he had a whole lot of guest roles even after Perfect Strangers. He's still acting. And he's had a lot of more recent guest roles on shows like Blue Bloods, Law & Order, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, She-Hulk, and Chicago Med.
I saw him on Blue Bloods.
You did?
Yeah. I was like, that's Larry.
Ah!
Yeah.
Does he look the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that voice.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got that voice.
He looks the same.
The funny thing that I found about him, there was an HBO show called The Leftovers.
Okay.
Which is based on a book that I read. It's about the rapture and then the people who are left after. But it's not a churchy book.
The Leftovers.
Yeah. It's really good. But they made a TV series about it, and I never watched it. He actually plays himself, a fictionalized version of himself. And one of his scenes is set in St. Louis, which is where he was born. And I'll talk more about that in a second when I get to it. Interesting thing, Lynn is actually his middle name, not part of his last name. When he joined the Actors Union, there was already a Mark Baker.
Hmm.
So he combined his middle name with his last name to stand apart.
Huh. So, I mean, surely in the history of time, there have been people with the same names that are.
I think he just wanted to stand out.
Okay.
And
So it's not like a requirement to have a different name. He just
I guess
wanted
not.
to.
I think he just wanted to.
Okay.
To stand out. So I'll talk later on about him being in the leftovers later. So just keep that in your brain.
All right,
when
I'm
I get to
ready.
my random facts list.
I'm ready.
Okay. Something I found out that was interesting is Perfect Strangers is kind of a rare type of sitcom in that, especially of this time, it did not give B plots to its other characters. Like there weren't any episodes that were about like Jennifer or Marianne. Basically everything was about Balki and Larry.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. I mean, they had other characters that were with them, but the main storyline was always about one of them or both of them, one or both, usually both. The two other characters, though, who were in almost as many episodes as them, were their girlfriends. So we're just going to give them a little spotlight really quick. Okay. So we'll start with Jennifer, who was played by Melanie Wilson. Of course, her name was Jennifer.
Of course.
1986.
I loved it. And she looked like a Jennifer.
I know.
I love it.
I know. And the hair.
She was like,
the hair and the fashion in those first couple seasons was just chef's kiss perfect. She's best known for this show. But you also may have seen her in other TV guest roles in the 80s, like on the A-Team, Simon and Simon, also in Family Matters and Step by Step, because TGIF kind of intermingled a lot with their guest roles as we are learning. Fun fact I found out about her is she is the daughter of actor Dick Wilson, who is best known as TV's Mr. Whipple in the Charmin toilet paper commercials.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wow.
I know. It's so funny. I couldn't find a whole lot of information about her.
Okay.
She didn't really continue acting much longer after the 90s. Her and the actress who played Marianne, Rebecca Arthur, became really good friends during the show, and they've stayed lifelong friends and still keep in touch and everything.
I love that.
So I love that. I like it when something cute, and I mean, they were together all the time on that show.
Yeah, and like you said, this was a little different from like a Family Matters or a Full House because it wasn't that large, stretched out ensemble cast. Like you said, there were little features, and we know like Harriet comes in later and all that.
And then they had the boss at the paper.
Yeah,
and
but even then, like the main storyline is really about the 2 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 main women on the show. So of course, like you're gonna bond over that. I would.
Well, you would hope so.
It doesn't always happen,
right? You would hope so.
It's good that it did.
It did. So let's talk about Marianne, played by Rebecca Arthur. You may have also seen her in Xennial shows, guest roles on Newhart, Remington Steele, About Last Night, the movie, Get Shorty, Grace Under Fire.
Oh yeah.
She had a cameo, not really a cameo. It was like a little bitty role in one of my favorite 80s Christmas movies, Scrooged.
Oh, yeah.
She is handing out photocopies of her butt at an office Christmas party.
Yep. That's it. I remember her. Yes. Oh, that's so good.
Yes, I love it. She actually started her career with theater as well, and also soap operas while she was living in New York. She actually got her SAG card when she did a toilet paper commercial, ironically. But she's not the one with the toilet paper dad. But anyway.
That's such an odd
thread. I know. So she moved to LA, and she actually got the first gig she auditioned for there.
Wow.
I know. For a show starring Vicki Lawrence and Lauren Tooze called Anything for Love. Which is pretty crazy. Like you move to LA and you're like, I'm going to try it. And then boom.
You're like, I'm not going to get discouraged. I'm just going to get out there and do it. And they're like, hello,
here you go.
Here's a job.
Yeah. I know. So I have more from her later. I found an interview she did on a blog, and she was had a lot of good things to say about her time on the show.
Oh.
And then one question mark. So we'll get there.
Okay.
But now we have arrived at Danny's favorite part of everything is random facts.
We need like a sound for that. Remember when I had my fun facts? We need a random facts.
I know. Well, on that podcast, I listen to Handsome, which I love so much. If y'all don't listen to it, it's the best and it's hilarious. Mae Martin always has like a May fact. Like she just is full of like all this like random information. they, they have a button and it goes May fact. It's so
I love
good.
it. That's good.
Anyway, so you're gonna love this because I found a dog random fact.
Okay.
So Balki was originally named Vev, V-E-V, but Bronson Pinchot came up with the name Balki after his sister's dog, who stop reading ahead.
I am reading.
Pause.
I knew it was about a dog. I'm looking.
She's reading my notes. Don't cheat.
Okay,
Sorry. His sister's dog was named Balcony, but they called him Balki.
Oh, it's cute. I like Balki better than Vev.
I know.
Vev, you just picture like a different person with that name.
I know.
Balki fits.
I know.
I like it.
So anyway, named after a dog. Look
and
at
the
that.
dog's name was Balcony. That's cute. Why but cute?
You know what it made me think of? So when my kids were little, we had an elf. We still have the elf on a shelf. I just don't take it out anymore. Now we have a Snoop on the stoop. So that's
love it.
Anyway, you know how you like name your elf?
Yeah.
Okay. So my oldest Caden he is incredibly intelligent, is a wonderful human, but he's not a super creative kid. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when we got the elf, I was like, okay, you can name him. And he was little. He was like 4, I guess. So you can name him whatever you want, like whatever you want to name him.
Oh, God.
And he sat there and he goes, I would like to name him Red Hat because he is wearing a red hat.
Aww.
And I said, are you sure? And he said, yes, please write that down. And I was like,
take a note.
So I wrote it in the book, so Red Hat. And I swear to God. So years later, we got like the reindeer. Remember when they came out with the pets? And by that time, Cooper was around. And I was like, okay, well, Caden named the elf. And the reindeer was cool because you're allowed to pet him and touch him and stuff. I said, all right, Cooper, you can name the reindeer whatever you want. And Caden was like, it has to go with Red Hat. So Cooper, also like 3 or 4, little, he goes, I would like to name him Green Snake.
What? Hello?
So we have an elf named Red Hat and a reindeer named Green Snake.
Look, that's probably the only combination of those names in the whole world.
I know.
For those two things.
And that's what I thought of when I saw that they named their dog Balcony. I was like,
because it liked to sit on the balcony, or like that's the first thing I thought. Or they found it on a balcony.
I don't know.
Oh my God, that's cute.
Okay. So here's a fun Easter egg. In the opening credits from season 3 through the end of the series, because the other opening credits for 1 and 2 were different. I don't know if you noticed that when you rewatched it.
I did notice that. Because I liked the second one better.
Okay. So you probably remember Balki and Larry riding on a tour boat underneath a bridge.
Yes.
Okay. They're on the Chicago River. Well, the opening credits of the spinoff series Family Matters has the Winslow family riding their bikes over the same bridge.
Okay.
Love that Easter egg.
Yeah, that's fun.
I know. It's really fun. Okay. So this is another funny little play with words. In the fall of 93, after the 8th and final season of Perfect Strangers, Bronson Pinchot starred in the very short-lived sitcom The Trouble with Larry, where he actually portrayed an American named Larry.
What?
Yeah, which is funny because
that
was who he played opposite for 8 seasons.
But it wasn't related to the Balki storyline.
No.
It was just like a totally different show and concept.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, cool, now I get to play Larry. I don't know.
That is cool.
And then Mark Glenn Baker, who played an American named Larry on Perfect Strangers, co-starred that same fall in the premiere of a Broadway production of Neil Simon's Laughter on the 23rd Floor, where he played a Russian immigrant.
Wow.
Isn't that funny? So they kind of they kind of swapped
and
identities
relatively quickly after.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I know. I thought that was pretty funny. Mark Glenn Baker and Bronson Pinchot are the only cast members to appear in all 150 episodes, which we knew.
Makes sense.
However, if the unaired pilot, which had Louis Anderson and not Lynn Baker, if that counts, then only Bronson Pinchot was in all episodes.
Film them all.
Yeah.
maybe you don't know, but did the pilot episode stay exactly the same and they just reshot it?
I don't know.
Mark Lynn Baker?
I tried to find that. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, so I don't know. Okay, so now we're back to The Leftovers, okay, the HBO series. So the funny thing is, it's kind of a throwaway line, but in the first season, like basically what happens, if I can remember correctly from the book, is that, well, the rapture happens. And if you don't know what that is, that's basically this belief that some Christians think is going to happen where everybody who is quote unquote saved gets snatched up into heaven, and everybody else that is not saved is left to like deal with the end of days. Did I explain that well?
Yeah.
Okay. So this talks about everybody who's left, the leftovers.
The ones still on Earth. Yeah.
And anyway, there's like a throwaway line that about figuring out who got taken and who did not. And they say something about the entire cast of Perfect Strangers was raptured.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They all went to heaven.
Yeah. But later on in season 2 and 3, Mark Lynn Baker has a guest role where he is playing a fictionalized version of himself. And he actually says that he faked his own disappearance and he was living in Mexico.
So everyone from Perfect Strangers
Except
was
him.
raptured, but he was just hiding out in New Mexico.
So he was the only one not.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I'm like, I've got to watch this show because it sounds hilarious.
That sounds so
and
funny.
I don't remember the book well enough because it's a good few years old, like way back. But anyway, so when they were filming the show and they were doing like had a live studio audience after a taping, Mark Lynn Baker and Bronson Pinchot would let the audience give them questions. They would do like a Q&A. And in many, many cases, somebody would ask them to do the dance of joy.
Yes.
Because that was like a thing. Yeah.
Yes.
And they'd usually do it.
Aww.
If they got asked.
As soon as I saw that.
You remember?
I was like, oh,
the dance of joy.
This is a thing. Like, this is going to remain.
Yes.
One thing I forgot, though, was the girlfriend. I didn't forget the girlfriend.
Really?
I didn't forget them, but like they came into that one episode and I was like, oh, that's cute. And then like, we were skipping through seasons. I was like, oh, they're still here. I did not realize I forgot that they were there basically the whole series.
I don't know if they were supposed to be there the whole time.
Okay.
I don't know.
I like them a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if they were.
Wow, they're still here.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it was intended for them to have such a big, but they did.
But they did.
So,
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So now here's the controversy. The controversy, which I said I couldn't find too much because we're going to talk about it. Remember I told you about Rebecca Arthur and she said, had an interview. Okay. She gave an interview, which was actually really fun. There was somebody out there who had a blog back in blog. It was when blogs were big and all the things devoted to rewatching Perfect Strangers and like, it's one of the first hits you get on Google when you type it in.
Okay.
Well, she actually found it. So, and found it like in her whatever and contacted the guy and said she would do an interview with him for his blog.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So in 2020, she did an interview with him. And she had lots of positive things to say about her castmates, except notably, she didn't have a lot of nice things to say or much to say about Bronson Pinchot. So here's what she said. Here's his quote. Okay. Here's her quote. My bad. If you have wondered why I haven't said anything about Bronson, it's because I adhere to the old adage that if you can't say anything nice about someone, then don't say anything at all.
Ooh.
Yeah. But the truth is, there are some nice things I can say about him. He was a true Jekyll and Hyde. In the beginning, he was so sweet and fun to work with. But as we got further into the success of the show, he morphed into a monster. I was the one member of the cast that seemed to draw his wrath. It was quite the paradox, living my dream of being on a sitcom, but subjected to being sexually assaulted by him regularly.
Wait, what?
At the time, I think she means like
harassed or assaulted?
I think she means like touching a little too much and hugging a little too much. Okay. I mean, because that is sexual assault.
Okay.
Yes. She didn't go into detail about it. At the time, there was nothing I or anyone else could do about it. He held all the cards.
Oh my God. So it went from, I'm not going to really say anything to like, what? Damn. Did anyone anywhere have a response to this?
Not that I found.
Oh my
I'm sure I didn't dig too deep because I was like, oh, that's the only interview I found with her like that. And other people reference that interview in a lot of things.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yikes. That's scary.
So there you go. That's the controversy.
And I feel like it brings up so many questions to which
Right.
there aren't answers out there, it sounds like.
Well, I mean, there probably are, but yeah. The thing is, that sucks, is I feel like men in power, once men get power, a lot of times they just can't, they get consumed with that. I'm not excusing this at all. I'm just saying this is what happens, and it's disgusting.
It's what it sounds like, because especially if she's saying he was like whatever at the beginning. It seems like he started. It seems like, as an outsider looking at this and hearing what she's saying, that maybe he started very grateful for the opportunity and stuff, and as time went by, realized like they need me for this, and so I hold the cards. And he really did, because you could. I wouldn't want to replace Mark Lynn-Baker, but you could.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to replace Bronson Pinchot and have the same show.
Well, we have to remember the time we were in. And even now, women are scared to speak up.
Oh, absolutely.
Because what happens is the women get ostracized.
Yeah.
And the men barely get scolded. And this is facts. I don't even care. Y'all can say what you want, but it is truth. I've seen it recently myself. Or women will say something and they're not believed fully,
right? Or
they'll get asked the question, did you do anything to lead that behavior on?
Yeah.
Also have heard that recently.
Yeah And it's
that's
still very prevalent, and she probably the fact that she's able to speak about it now, it's so much later. She's older. She's removed from the situation, and times have changed some, to your point, not as much as they should. She probably didn't feel like she could say anything then, but maybe feels like now she can.
Right. And now she's removed from the danger of the situation.
Correct. Like, you can't speak about it when you're in the middle
when
of
you're
it.
Feeling
you're under
unsafe.
Contract and you're going to have to be at work.
You can, but then that's terrifying.
Right. You totally can. And should be taken
and you
seriously, but it's a role. It's understandable why you wouldn't.
And we have to remember too that back then in the 80s and 90s, there weren't a lot of like resources for you. Which if you were, there wasn't a lot of like sexual harassment training or, PR, like not PR, HR stuff. There usually wasn't even like a person you could go tell.
Right.
Who was supposed to handle all those type of situations. But anyway, so I was going to dig deeper into this and see if he had other, like on other sets, had more stuff, but I ran out of time.
Okay.
So that's,
I'm gonna guess yes.
I mean, I'm sure
no one's ever talked about it, but
I'm sure I didn't have time to like go and research all up into that. But I was like, we at least need to go and address that one.
Yeah.
And I believe her because we believe women on this show.
Yeah, we do.
So speaking of problematic, let's talk about if we personally think the portrayal of Balki is problematic.
He's just so likable, and maybe that's the issue. Like, is he being a stereotype for my entertainment value?
That's what I mean.
And that feels icky if that's the case.
Right.
But I never like when I was rewatching these, and obviously when I was much younger watching them originally, I never thought he was like stupid or weird or anything. I always thought he was funny and like someone I would want to be friends with. Like, he was always a lovable character. So I guess those are two different things maybe, but I would be interested. And like, my perspective is an American born citizen, middle class my whole life.
Right.
White woman.
Right.
So I would be interested in the opinion of someone who is an immigrant or has parents who are immigrants or has had to deal with stereotypes or people assuming things about you their whole life, if they watch it and what they think.
Right. Because that's the thing I was trying, because I think it's good to revisit what cultural like appropriation kind of is, and that's where you just pick and choose pieces of somebody else's culture for entertainment value,
Right.
which is kind of what happened. But I think it's weird because I think it's very important to think about it when you go back to rewatch this show. And I don't feel like they were making fun of him and his
I don't
culture
either.
most of the time. But there definitely were times where they were.
Like anything about the goats or the sheep was always meant to kind of be belittling. That was like an important thing in his culture. And it's like, well, the goats or blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
What?
So I don't know. So I talked about this in my house with my husband and my son, and we talked about it. And, you know, sometimes they're like, you overthink stuff. And I'm like, well, but it's important to recognize, because they're like, but it's a made up country. It's a made up country. I'm like, well, it is, but it is a real life representation of Mediterranean island people.
Yes.
Even though the country is fictional, it's still so like, I think they were just trying to CYA by saying, well, let's just make up the country. But there's still,
at least they did do that. I was just thinking, like you mentioned Mork and Mindy earlier, and then I'm thinking of like Alf. Obviously, they're from other planets, but it's that same idea.
Katie, not the same.
Listen, before everyone comes for me, it's that same fish out of water. Where I come from, things are done differently. And so therefore part of the joke about them is that they don't quite do things the same as us. And you're laughing at why they would do something a certain way. So it makes me kind of think of Balki. I don't know. I'm just going to stop. The look she's giving me, I'm done.
I was just going to say something really smart ass, but I'm not going to.
You should.
But no, I'll save it because it'll come later.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's up for debate. I think it could go either way. To be honest.
Yeah.
I tried to keep that lens on of seeing where it landed the whole time I watched it. And I didn't feel like the episodes we watched were hugely problematic.
I didn't either.
But that doesn't mean that there weren't other ones in 8 seasons that were.
Yeah. And I'm curious, I don't remember this from the original watching of it, if there were ever any where other people made fun of him and like Larry had to come to his, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Were there any episodes where he was kind of discriminated against? And was that a thing they were trying to make a statement about? And unless I watch the whole series again, or maybe Google that, I won't know.
Well, but even Googling, I think, because I think you could make a case either way.
Yeah, I think so too.
Which is pretty much, when we rewatch these shows, we're like, is it nostalgic or problematic? Most of the time it's 50-50.
Yeah. I don't even think this one's 50-50.
No, I don't.
I think it's less on the problematic side. But if someone were to say to me, I'm offended by this show because of X, Y, and Z, I would be like, okay, I can see that.
Oh, for sure. And I thought when I was Googling, I was thinking there'd be more like statement pieces about it. But maybe because it's such an older show.
Maybe. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. If y'all know of any, send them our way. I'd love to listen.
If it's you,
and we want to know what you think too, because
100%.
I would, especially if you are not an American-born citizen, and you have that perspective of being someone from another country who has come here to live or even visit. Because I know there are people in other countries who listen to our show. There's like 2.
There's a decent amount. It's
Is
like
there
30 different countries that people listen from.
Well, let us know what you think, and we really do want to know, because I think it's kind of a gray area. And I did have a friend tell me one time, if you aren't sure if something's problematic, it probably is.
Yes. I don't know. I can't figure out if, because we've seen so many things and we have had our eyes open so much over these last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, remember when we watched Can't Hardly Wait and I didn't think it was going to be problematic. Ooh. And then I watched it and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That I'm also like, are we looking for that? Which isn't a bad thing. to go with it with that lens, but I'm not going to like in my own brain make up problematic reasons either. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. If someone gave me something specific and was like, this is this because of this, I wouldn't fight them on that. I'd be like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, I think that's why it's good when we rewatch stuff to look at
Totally.
it, to almost be hyper aware, because nobody was back then.
Right. That's true.
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
The responsibility of doing this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I think that's good to say, hey, we can look back and say we've learned to not do this. And that was kind of shitty. So let's not be shitty moving forward. Anyway.
I agree.
Okay. So it's kind
Tell
of
us more.
It was kind
listeners.
of I don't know.
What's the answer? I've been doing this a lot today.
I
don't know why.
So let's chat just a little bit about the episodes that we watched. We had a lot. Now, where did you watch them?
What do you mean? Where did I watch them?
I don't mean like in a chair or something. I mean like, where did you stream?
Oh, sorry. YouTube.
Okay. So you did not pay for these.
I did. I paid for them on YouTube.
Katie, I said you can watch them for free on Tubi.
I like YouTube.
Katie, how much? You wasted like $10.
$12.
Katie!
I didn't waste it. It's $12
free.
Solid entertainment.
Free. FYI, I did not know. Okay, listen, moving forward. I did not know about Tubi, by the way. Did you know about Tubi?
I've heard of it. I've never used it, though.
It's just an app that you can watch stuff, but it's free.
Okay.
Now, it did have ads.
Okay.
But whatever. It almost, I have to say, the ads kind of almost made it feel like I was watching it in real time again.
Oh, wow.
It didn't have that many commercials, but still.
Like that idea of like where it's supposed to go to commercial break, there would be an ad.
Like just, there was some ads before it starts and then like a couple in the middle, and that was it.
And they're new ads.
Oh yeah,
well
sure.
Like the original.
Sure.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
That'd be so fun.
But anyway, everybody out there is probably like, oh my God, Danny, Tubi's been around forever. But listen, we didn't know. And
I've heard of it. I've just never watched anything on there.
If you ever have to watch something older, go look there first because it's free. Okay. So you don't pay for nothing, Katie. Like, listen, I'm like, Katie is like, I'm gonna pay for that. I will not. In fact, today, all right, we were gonna wear these podcast shirts we got from Buzzsprout, who hosts our thing.
We love Buzzsprout.
Katie couldn't find hers, which is fine. Honestly, I'm not quite sure where mine was either, but you couldn't find yours, so it didn't matter. And I was like, that's all right. Let's just wear our green podcast shirts. And she's like, you hate the green. And
she does.
It's true. I do.
Guys.
I hate it. I don't look good in this color. And I said, yes, but I hate not using things we've bought even more.
It's true.
I really hate wasting things. And I'm not a big like one-use t-shirt person. I was years ago. Like I would get like theme shirts for everything. Now, if I have one, it's got to be worn many times. Or I'm going to a thrift store and reusing something. That's what's happening. So Tubi, free.
Okay, Tubi.
Use it. I'm not going to pay for something I don't have to pay for.
That's totally fair. It's just easier.
No, it's not. It's not easier. It's so easy. You just download it.
There, and I just watched it.
Oh my God, it's not. I'm going to tell your husband so you can save $12.
Okay, you tell him.
And he'll get on to you and say, Katie, use the Tubi.
He will.
All right. Let me find that's Dawson's. Hold on.
Uh-oh. All right. So so the first episode we watched the pilot.
Yes.
Season 1, episode 1's called Knock Knock, Who's There?
Knock Knock, Who's There? So I thought it was a good intro episode.
I did too.
And you know what I remembered? As soon as it started, I, as a little child in the 80s, had the biggest crush on Balki.
What? Really?
I 100% did. Because I love funny people.
Yeah. I get that.
And he's good looking.
He is good looking. He's tall.
Yes. Not like I care. I'm short. Anybody's taller than me.
I'm just saying.
But I had the biggest crush on him. I thought he was so funny and so cute.
I don't think I had a crush on him, but I could see.
Did you have a crush on Larry?
Probably. Probably.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway.
I said I like how sweet Larry is to Balki. Like
I
said that earlier too. Like it is funny when he's like, and then when the part where he's like, I had 8 siblings, he's like, this is my bachelor pad. Want a beer? Yeah. It's so cute. I also like his apartment.
Yeah, it was cute. I also forgot Balki's line. Of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
I know. I forgot until I heard it, and I was like, oh. We're going to keep hearing that.
Of course I have to. That's like a vampire. I can't do Balki. I can't do it.
That is a good line though.
And watching that first episode reminded me what a great comedic actor he is.
Yeah, he really is.
Now listen, we are separating this character from real life where he's a problem. Okay.
We're going to have to get through this.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and we can say this about so many things. You have to separate the art from the artist a lot of times. And I know some people won't, and that is perfectly okay. But we have to on our show.
Yeah, for this conversation.
And I will say in real life, there are people I will just be like, fuck no, I am writing you off forever. And then sometimes, like, I'm a hypocrite. I'm going to say, and then other times I'll be like, I have to, like, I'm always going to love Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling is trash. She's a trash human, but I love that world she created.
Yeah.
And I won't say goodbye to it.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. That's your choice too, you know?
I know, that's what I'm saying. But I understand why you would want to. And I don't support her, like,
views.
I try to, like, if I buy Harry Potter stuff, it's only at Universal because she don't get a cut of that.
Oh, she doesn't?
No. And then if books and stuff, I buy used ones.
Yeah.
Because she also
wouldn't get a cut of that.
She doesn't get another cut.
Another one.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, that's how I validate my
I love it.
My hypocrisy.
Your hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
I love it.
Okay.
So this is right. This is your normal pilot where all the premise is set for everything. He shows up.
It was good.
Moves in, they work together. It was good.
Yeah. Then season 2, episode 3, we watch next.
In season 1. Yeah. First date. Okay. So this is where the girls come in.
The girls come in. Yes.
Well, they really did just like show up right away. Isn't this the one? No, they come in on season 2.
Season 2. This was where he goes on a date with that lady he meets at the singles bar.
That's right.
Which cracked me up. Okay, but the first scene where they're in the store and he like talks to that lady and she had that hair. Do you remember the swoops on the side of your head?
Yes.
Where you would like hold out your hair and hairspray it so you had like these wings and then you had like these bangs. That is crazy looking.
It's so crazy.
And then the back of your head is just flat.
It's just flat. Yeah, it's like only going on at the front.
Crazy.
I noticed a lot of, because I grew up in the Chicago area. So like in that first scene, they've got Chicago Bears t-shirts. Yeah. But I'm remembering like when people wore those shirts, and then when they're in the singles bar later, there's like a Cubs sign. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. And then Larry makes that comment about Ed McMahon.
Oh,
he's like, oh, it's another letter from Ed McMahon. I guess I should write him back. And I was like, oh, that's great.
Publishers Clearinghouse. I would always, as a kid, I knew my mom would throw it away and I would always send it in. You know how you had to like,
I would too.
Yeah, you always had to send in back the thing. They used to get you with them commercials where they would knock on people's door.
Yes, and they'd have the balloons and the giant check.
Which obviously now I know that was staged. And
of course. Those people were never happy enough.
The reason we watched this episode is because this is the first time we see the Dance of Joy.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. And I just said, I forgot about the Dance of Joy.
Yeah.
And I said, I am Larry not wanting to have fun.
And I am Balki making you dance wherever. Listen. I don't care. You know what it is? You're not a stick in the mud. You're not. You're not. You have a lot on your brain a lot.
Yeah, I do think sometimes I just don't have time for joy.
Damn. That's the saddest thing.
I know.
You know what though? I think the thing with Balki that I relate to is that I don't really get embarrassed.
Yeah.
And
he doesn't.
And I like, he's just like, I want to dance. I'm going to dance. Like, and I am that person. I am never like, it's like at a party. If I'm hungry and nobody else is eating, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go on in there.
Yeah.
Or if nobody's dancing, I'll be the first one. I have no problem with that because who cares?
Yeah. Who cares? You're right about that.
I mean, who cares? But I haven't always been that way. I mean, most of my life, but
like to the extreme that you are now. Maybe not.
Right. She's like, because
hey, girl.
Sometimes.
Girl.
Sometimes.
No. I mean, yeah. And I don't think I get embarrassed by much anymore either. I think it's just an energy thing for me. I just sometimes am just like.
And that's okay.
Nah.
And neither way is right or wrong, peeps. Let me just say.
It just is.
It just is. And I think you will hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
You will this is what it is. And this is a compliment to you and an insult to myself.
Okay.
You will take the time to think things through.
Mm-hmm.
I won't.
I'll be like, let me think if
Like,
I
you'll be
do
like,
the dance of joy.
do I want to get up and dance? Well, what's going to happen to our stuff that we're leaving here on the table? Like, you are smart and like, you will think things through and be like, yes, let's do that. And that's a good quality. I am.
But then when I have a chance to think about it, it does take a lot of spontaneity, which can bring you a lot of joy out of things. Right? Because then if I think about it, do I want to get up and dance? Oh, what about my purse? What about my drink? What about whatever? Then I'm just not going to get up and dance.
But I think you do sometimes. You danced at the what do we go to?
I don't know.
At the charity drag thing.
Yeah, I did dance at that.
We were dancing. I was the first one up. Sarah was second. You
were
third.
I followed
See?
you.
You were third.
Okay.
And we had some people that were with us that chose not to dance.
That's true.
See? You weren't one of them.
No. You're right.
You weren't one of them.
Okay, that's a good example. Thank you.
You're
feel
welcome.
better. I feel better.
I mean, but that's what I mean. It's not a bad thing.
Right.
And also, I'm not a spontaneous person. Like, I'm not. Like, to me,
true.
Getting up and dancing is not spontaneous.
Because you're somewhere where you deliberately went that could have dancing.
Right. Like, right. I am not like, let's go on a vacation right now. Like, that's not me.
No.
Like, I am not a spontaneous person. But, like, they were at a bar.
Yeah.
And there was music playing.
Yeah. Totally. Hello, dancing, dance of joy.
But so anyway, don't feel bad that if you can be a Larry and I can be a Balki, because listen,
okay,
both things are good and bad
in their own ways.
All right, so season 2, episode 2 is Hunks Like Us.
That's the one.
This is where we watched this one because this was the intro for Jennifer and Marianne.
Mm-hmm.
And
first of all, the term hunk. Come on.
Can I tell you a funny story that came about when this episode title? When I was in high school, I was in the girl version of Key Club, which was called Keywinettes.
That's right.
And it was a service organization, but we basically acted like a sorority. Okay, it was fun. But our biggest fundraiser of the year, this is so stupid. I cannot believe this would never happen nowadays. We had a male beauty pageant that we called Hunk. And it was mostly silly stuff.
Yeah.
But they had an evening wear competition. They had a talent competition. They had, I can't remember the rest. We would do questions, but it wasn't really a male beauty pageant. It was just a male competition, but it was only males.
I mean, at the time there were women.
I know, but it was a school event and it was packed every year.
That's wild.
Can you believe that?
No. I love it though. Bring it back. Just kidding. Don't bring it back.
Anyway, hunk. That's what I think of every time I hear the word hunk.
Well, yeah.
I wish I had pictures
memory.
of it. I wish I had
memory.
pictures of it. Anyway.
Okay, so I just said, is this set just the Full House gym?
I know. It may have been.
I think it was
It may have.
Probably just the
It was probably the same soundstage.
Yeah.
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 I did put the diet culture 80s BS was rampant, especially the name of the gym was Perfect Body Health Club.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Also, so much toxic masculinity in this show.
Oh, big time.
So much. So this whole show, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And Balki uses the term Conehead the Barbarian. I love that. I thought that was so funny.
Also, like the physical comedy, I love watching good physical comedy. Golly. I love watching it and I love performing it. It's so much fun. And I think I like to watch it because I also like to perform it because you have to be like on so many levels aware of what you're doing, especially when you're working with someone. Yes. And that's what those two actors do so good.
So well.
Like they're on the weights and he kept getting pulled up and then you push him down. And then you get pulled up and then he gets pushed him down. I loved it.
And then when they were sore later.
And yes.
Trying
and
to
they're
get
like,
up.
yes.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to walk. The funny thing to me though, was when they fell asleep for that nap.
Yeah.
And they wake up and they're like, ow. And it's like, you remember that? Like you come home and you feel so good. And then, I mean, scientifically what that is delayed onset muscle soreness. It usually takes, not that fast, but it usually takes 24 to 48 hours for it to fully set in. And we've all been there.
Oh yeah.
For whatever it was. and you just open your eyes and you're like, oh my God.
What happened to
Like,
me?
or you go to pee and you go to sit down. You're like, oh, I can't sit.
That's the worst when you can't sit down on the
I
toilet.
know.
Oh my God.
That also is the first sign, as you saw in the episode, that you worked way too hard.
You did too much. Yeah.
Too much.
Too much, too fast.
So funny.
Yeah, that was really funny. Yeah, I said the soreness after the nap. And then, I mean, you said the thing about the toxic masculinity, but then the ladies are the ones at the end that are like, we don't care about that.
Right.
Like, we just like you guys.
Right.
We don't care that you're at the gym or whatever. Although, wasn't Jennifer the one selling the memberships? So, like, what?
I don't know. I don't know.
But I thought it was cute. I thought the girls were cute.
But it was very of the times.
Yes. Oh, very, very.
It was very of the times.
At least there were no teenage girls involved in this one. So it made it a little less annoying, but it was still annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was enough comedy there. But okay, so then we had to throw in a Christmas episode.
So fun.
This was season 2, episode 11. This is one of the most beloved Christmas episodes of the series. So that's why we watched this one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I was thinking they probably had a few Christmas episodes in that many.
But this is one that people really liked a lot. And you can see why. It was very like nostalgic. It was called A Christmas Story. I love how Larry was calling the airport to check on his flight.
I said that too. I said calling the airport to check on flight, and it just rings and someone picks up.
Right.
He's like, hello, I need to check on this flight to Madison or whatever. Which, first of all, Madison, Wisconsin is not very far from Chicago. Like,
oh, it's not.
No, I don't know why they were flying in the first place. But then they couldn't drive anyway because the roads were all like snowed over. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I was like, you can't even like do that now. Like,
so how far is it?
Couple hours at the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I have no sense of geography awareness.
Yeah.
I'm so like, that's like so
Chicago's
far.
Almost at the very top of Illinois.
Okay.
And Wisconsin is like above that.
Okay.
So, I mean, Wisconsin's a big state,
right?
But it's not that far.
Never been to either one of those states.
I don't know why you would fly there because I just don't know why you would.
Well, because anyway, it makes a good episode, I guess.
And yes, and I thought it was really. I just said Christmas in Chicago is magical. Like, it was so snowy, but like when they were showing all the big skyscrapers and all the snow coming down, I was like, oh, it's so pretty.
See, I guess because I grew up without snow on Christmas. Like, everybody's like, oh, it's so nostalgic. For me,
you're like, bleh,
I don't like being cold.
Yeah.
So everybody, it's funny. And I remember as a kid, I think we talked about this before. It was always funny to me that every Christmas song was about snow.
Right.
And I was like, never had snow on Christmas until I didn't live in the South anymore, which I was a full ass grown lady. But so I just don't have for me, Christmas is a lot is many other things. It doesn't have to do with the weather. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
But I get it. If you grew up somewhere where that was part of the
Lake Michigan being frozen over, it's just like a feeling.
Yeah. Well, because for you, that does bring back.
It really literally is what I would see. Yeah.
Right. I did say that Larry was being selfish and good for Balki for calling him out.
Yeah.
Because Balki went home and did all that stuff, which where the fuck did he get all that shit?
And made him
in 5 seconds.
And
yeah.
Yeah. And the tree, I loved it. The Charlie Brown looking tree that they ended up with.
But I'm glad Balki was like, what about me? I know you're sad, but hello, I'm not even in my home country.
Right.
This is my first Christmas not
with even my literal family. And yeah, I agree. Yeah. And Larry was being so, and I think there was a line or two where he was referring to him as acting like a child or something.
Yeah.
And he would act like a child. He'd be like, but I want cookies for Santa or whatever, and I was like, okay, they played that pretty well.
They did.
That he was being selfish.
He was.
And, just the message that Christmas can be anywhere and with anyone and on any level budget, you can have the Christmas spirit.
Yeah. I loved the line where he was like, Balki, do you know what? It's the Christmas feeling. It's back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
that was really cute.
And you know what? I think too, being in the military life for so long as a military family, that was something I hope that we instilled in our kids too, not just with Christmas, but home is where the feeling is.
Totally.
And Christmas is a feeling. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're with your people or a version of your, they're together, they're family, they're together. Yeah. And you have that feeling of togetherness or whatever. And then another episode with a blanket, Katie.
I know. I said a Christmas blanket. They're getting me with these blankets and quilts, man.
I know. Are we going to what if we have a blanket in every series we rewatch?
What if that's the thread?
That would be crazy.
I don't know if there was one for Full House. Was there? We'll think about it.
Wait.
Because there was one for Family Matters, the quilt.
I thought there was. No, maybe not.
Maybe not. Well,
whatever.
We'll review.
All right. Season 4.
13, episode 13.
Yeah. This was called Games People Play. Loved it. Fake game show.
So good.
So good.
It was basically like Double Dare.
Oh my God. I wanted to be on that show so bad.
Me too.
Every kid.
And Balki was us. Balki was like, oh, we're going to do the stunts and we're going to do the whatever. And Larry's like, nope, we're getting in, we're getting out, we're answering the questions,
doing the
we're
questions.
getting our money. Yeah.
Yes.
But Balki is like every kid who ever watched Double Dare in their whole life.
But also, I would be really bad at any stunt because I am not athletically gifted. You'd probably be good because you can at least throw a ball. I cannot.
Have you ever seen me throw a ball?
I'm just putting that on you, and I believe that about you.
I can throw a ball.
See, I knew that. I have not seen you throw one, but I guarantee you'd be better than me. Like, it is outlandish how unathletic I am, and it throws people because I'm not uncoordinated.
Right.
I'm not uncoordinated. I'm strong. I am physically fit and strong, but guys, that does not equal sports qualities.
Right. No, that's true.
I am coordinated. I can dance mid-level, but I can't throw a ball for the life of me. I cannot. What else? What's some other? I just think of ball throwing, hitting. Yeah. Can't swing a bat for the life of me. I can't. I am literally terrible. Volleyball, forget it.
I love volleyball.
Get out of here.
That's one of my favorites.
Well, see,
I'm tall though.
Listen, I was made to be on the sidelines, and that's perfectly okay with me.
Totally fine. So you would have wanted the questions, not the stunts on the game show.
No. Well, stunts are different, but I would have been terrible.
Right.
I would have loved to do those stupid things.
I know. I loved the toilet, the commode transport.
Pushing him around.
It's like, go from station to station on this toilet on wheels.
Oh my God.
I was dying.
I love a fake game show. And I loved the real ones in this time period because they were all like this.
And this was the first time, at least the first episode we rewatched, where they worked at the newspaper.
Oh, yeah. And Harriet was in the audience.
Yep. And Harriet was in the audience.
She
the
was.
Other ladies from the office. And the car they could have won, but Larry messed it up.
I know.
Had a cell phone and a CD player.
Ooh.
Hey. And the car itself was pretty nice.
And it was a Porsche, wasn't it?
I think so.
Or something.
Like
Maybe
it's some kind of sports car.
But I bet you they cracked up laughing so hard while rehearsing for this.
They had to.
I don't know how they kept it together.
It was so funny to watch.
Oh my God. And when they stuck their faces in the chocolate pudding. Yeah. Was it pudding or
I think
something?
It was pudding, yeah.
Trying to get a banana. What?
It was so funny.
It was so funny. I was cracking up. Okay, so pause. You told me Brant liked this show.
He did.
But he doesn't like slapstick.
He liked the show.
I am amazed.
I was finishing the last 2 episodes this morning and he was up doing stuff and I had headphones on, but he kept walking by and kind of like looking.
Please ask him.
Are you guys doing that one today? And I'm like, yeah.
I want you to ask him. Report back to us next week.
Well, look, I paid for him on YouTube. I can have him watch them with me. Then we get 2 uses out of it, Danny.
I mean, just ask him why he liked that show, but he doesn't like slapstick. Because he didn't like Three's Company.
No.
But that's so much physical comedy. And this is even more, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Ask him.
I'll ask him.
I want to know what the difference. Because there's so much physical comedy in this show. In every episode.
Every episode.
Okay, ask him.
I'll find out.
Y'all going to find out. I want to know what it was. What was the poll? Okay, so we just have a few more. Season 5, episode 18, Blast from the Past. The reason we watched this one is because it references back to another episode. It was like a throwback episode.
Okay. Yes, because the guy came in with a bomb to the. I just put such a 90s plot line.
I know.
So outlandish.
I wasn't really a fan of this plot.
It wasn't my favorite.
Wasn't my favorite.
And it's like a mistaken identities plot, but then like Balki invites this guy who almost blew them up over for dinner because he's not like he's well now, but then the guy reveals that he thinks he's being followed by
the mob
enforcers for the mob. And so now their phone lines cut and it was too much for me.
I don't know.
I wasn't a fan of this one.
The sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
I love that they sticks of dynamite show up in the 80s and 90s a lot.
Like they're just like a normal thing.
Have you ever seen a stick of dynamite?
In person? No.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, to be fair, I've never seen any kind of bomb in person. I mean, it's not like I've
true.
seen every bomb except dynamite. That's so fake.
Is dynamite a bomb?
No, it's an explosive. Which bombs are explosives? I don't know. Why are you asking me? How do
I'm
I
just
know?
curious.
Yeah, it's an explosive.
It's because I was just curious. I mean, I've never seen a stick of dynamite either. I'm just saying, in the 80s and 90s, there was lots of sticks of dynamite.
Lots of sticks of dynamite
in
happening.
shows, in movies, in cartoons.
Wasn't the dynamite in Speed, or was that a different kind of bomb?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, and it's like strapped to his chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wasn't a fan of that one.
I didn't love that one. That
but
one wasn't good.
we did that one because it was a flashback episode.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah.
And now we have arrived at the final episode in season 8. I put episode 36 when I sent it to Katie. And she was like, I think you mean 6. I was like, yeah.
It kept showing me 6. Like episode 6. And then I thought it was YouTube's problem. So then I Googled, I said, what was the very last episode of Perfect Strangers? And it said season 8, episode 6. And I was like, oh, that must have just been like her finger slip. And then because when I saw 36, I was like, man, they'd be like stacking these seasons.
I know. I didn't even
episodes. Come on.
Anyway.
Oh, well. So, anyways, episode 6, Up and Away, part 2. So there was a part 1. And the part 1, they sort of summarized at the beginning.
I didn't have us watch the other one because they summarized it so well.
They really did.
So whatever.
And basically the 2 women, Marianne and Jennifer, like everyone's married now. Balki and Marianne and Larry and Jennifer. And the women are both pregnant at the same time. And Balki's baby's born, I guess, in part 1.
I don't know if they're married.
Well, Larry calls Jennifer his wife.
Okay.
But I don't
know.
Well, then
I
don't know
if they're married.
Because I thought the same thing. I was like, did they have like a wedding episode? You know, obviously we're skipping around. And then he says something about my wife.
Okay, well, there we go.
But I don't know if Balki and Marianne are. But
Probably.
They have their baby in the part 1. And then Jennifer wants to know how, because she's overdue and she's trying to have the baby. And they had apparently gone up in a hot air balloon.
It was like at a fair or something.
Look,
I know.
You're about to pop a kid out. You're going to go up in a hot air balloon? No, ma'am.
No. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard because it's so preposterous how they depict pregnancy in sitcoms.
Yes.
And I don't even care who the writers are.
It doesn't matter.
It's so silly.
It's so silly.
And yeah, so she basically ends up having their baby in a hot air balloon while Balki and Larry are hanging on for dear life on the bottom, upside down.
And like the Air Force saves them, or a news
it was a news guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my thing though. So Family Matters last episodes were crazy. And we did not like them. They were so stupid. I didn't mind this one as much. It was stupid, but the reason why is because I felt like it was outlandish, but it still kind of stuck with the same vibe as the beginning of the show.
True.
I feel like it didn't, like, Family Matters had taken such a huge leap.
True.
And they made so much of the finale of Family Matters serious.
Right.
And this was not serious.
This was not serious. This was silly.
I know. Serious things were happening, but the vibe was silly. And it stayed true. Like they were doing the dance of joy dangling from.
They were like moving their feet around. I can't. I mean, the premise was kind of out there, but it was cute. And then they had all the flashbacks at the end.
Oh, I loved that.
They did a good job with that.
I know.
Yes, that was really good. Oh, yeah, because in the flashbacks, they showed Balki's wedding in one of them and Larry's in one of them.
Look at you remembering.
They had the girls like in their little wedding dresses and stuff. Because Larry, for some reason, was in jail. Did you see that part?
Oh, yeah.
And she gave him a kiss?
Yeah.
Which that was a Full House premise, too. Jesse was in jail the day him and Rebecca got married.
That's right.
Getting lost in the air and being in jail on your wedding day.
Oh, my
God. Those are things.
Okay, so I have to say, you have redeemed yourself for forgetting to watch 2 things our past 2 episodes.
I didn't forget any. And do you know that picture I sent you? You sent me a graphic of what episodes we're watching. I printed it out and I checked them off as I went. And that's how I knew when I got to that one, something was wrong, because I was like, 36.
I love it. You redeemed yourself.
I did them all.
She did not forget a thing.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
I'm even telling you things that I didn't even write in my notes.
I know. And you even remembered other things that I did not catch.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I enjoyed this rewatch.
Yeah, I did too.
This was a fun one.
It was a fun one.
And I think it's because I was even younger than some of like the Family Matters and Full House when I would have seen these. And I think, I'm sure I watched more before this, but I think it's one of the first sitcoms I remember watching, like, regularly.
Yeah, me too, probably.
And so there's like that component. And a lot of it did hold up for me. I thought it was still funny.
I know.
I
Still
liked
funny.
the characters. The Chicago connection was cool. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. I mean, question mark on if it's problematic.
Yep.
That's a question mark.
That is a question mark still.
Obviously, we have real life problematic things floating around as well. But the show as a standalone, what is your stars?
I'd probably give it 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah. And the only reason I don't have the other half is because I'm wondering if it's problematic, and that's just hanging in the back of my head.
I think I'm just going to give it 4 for that reason.
Okay. That's fair.
Because I can't give it a full 5 in good conscience and
That's
not
totally
have
fair.
the answer to that. But I did enjoy it. I had fun
these.
watching it. I enjoyed every episode, even the last one.
I did too.
Like,
it was silly, but I liked it.
Yeah, with Family Matters, I kind of waned as it got
moved
on and got kind of weird with the Urkel stuff. But this one, and obviously we know how I felt about Full House.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it was quality.
Best so far, I think. Best so far. And so the next one, we're going to do a step-by-step.
Yes.
So I'll send you those episodes here in the next day or two. I haven't picked them out yet, but
okay.
I have some time this afternoon. I'll do it. And then potentially, what did we say? Probably Boy Meets World. And I don't mind researching that one. Maybe Mr. Belvedere. Go back again.
Let's see. We might, I don't know how many we want to do.
Me either.
So
for sure, step-by-step.
For sure, step-by-step. And then probably Boy Meets World, because I've never really watched that.
Yeah. That might be interesting then, because you know how you always be making me watch movies I've never watched before?
It's the best.
I'll make you watch Boy Meets World.
Okay.
And it'll be good.
I've seen it. I've seen it. Let me clarify. It's not like I've never seen it.
Right.
I've seen it, but that's not one I watched regularly.
Right.
So I've seen episodes of it, especially when they had the reruns on somewhere that, like, a channel, like back in the day when I would just have TV on all the time.
I feel like it was on Nick at Night or something.
Maybe. Yeah. And I can remember just having it on, like, when I was studying or like when I had babies and it was weird hours, or I was folding laundry as a stay-at-home mom. Like, I feel like I probably have seen more. Like, I remember Mr. Feeney and I remember Topanga.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I guess we'll see.
One thing we forgot to talk about.
What?
The theme song.
Oh, yeah.
I remembered it instantly.
Me too. I was like singing along.
All of these shows, I don't know, whoever wrote these theme songs is like, they must have also wrote jingles, because they have staying power.
They do.
I'm like in my kitchen and I couldn't get out of my head. I was like, standing tall on the wings of my dreams. I couldn't stop. And then my husband was like, what are you singing? I was like, Perfect Strangers. Hello.
Yeah. The theme song's great.
So good.
Loved it. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for being with us again on our TGIF series. And we will see you next time back here on Generation in Between. Bye.
That's us.